Dan, Bleach, ReZero, the better blue anime. My wife is a child and I'm gonna be a convicted pedophile. With so many great animes that are airing this season, why the fuck am I watching this? So the other day I was on the train. Boom, it's a packed train. It's peak hours. No seats were available. I had to stand while grabbing the pole. Kind of felt like a stripper, but hey, it's a 10 minutes ride. I'll sacrifice my dignity. I have 3 stops to go. On the first stop, a lot of people came in. They start chimming in on my pole. Now it really feels like I'm a stripper. But I digress. Second stop. Boom, it's packed. Chest to chest, ass to ass. I was sandwiched between 3 men. It's the most gay experience I've ever had. Guy on the left was dead-ass breathing into my left ear. I can still feel his breath to this day. The guy in front decided to make it a staring contest and looked me dead in the eye with no headphones on. This guy is unhinged. But to my right was a calorie crusader with specs and short, curly hair. Let's call him Albert for now. Now Albert was the chillest amongst the 3. He had his headphones in, he's watching anime. Oh, he's watching anime. Guy on the left breathing, guy in front staring. I divert my sight to Albert and peek at what he's watching. I see it. I see. A girl eating a guy's body. What the fuck? 1 stop left. I looked in front, he's watching me. I looked to the left, he's breathing into my eardrums. Close my eyes? Fuck no. Someone's gonna give me a smooch. Maybe him. I was forced to look right into this abomination. Albert turns out to be the most unhinged person amongst the 3. The next 37 seconds felt like 37 years. I non-consensually watched the worst anime I've ever seen. Finally, the train stops. I got out. Guy is still staring at me from inside the train. Albert is still in his crazy little world. But the guy is still breathing in my ear. I uppercut his chin, pushed him down to the rail tracks, and solemnly watched as he got decapitated by the oncoming train. Everything except the last part was true. He started breathing into Albert's ear instead. But I got back home and I'm lost. Not so much by the events that transpired, but the anime that Albert was watching. Although I felt like I was being molested, I was intrigued. Wait, that's not what I mean. I couldn't stop thinking about those 37 seconds of me watching on what I see as gore hentai. So I did what any normal person would do. I ignored it and took a fat 4-hour nap. Except I'm not normal and I'm socially awkward. So I searched up girl eating boy anime. And it didn't take me too long to find this series called Pupa. Now, those 37 grueling seconds were most definitely non-consensual. But what I was about to do had plenty of consent. So I started watching the first episode of Pupa, and it's gore, abuse, domestic violence, incest. It's every red flag that you would imagine in anime, all dumped into one shit show. It revolves around a brother and a sister, when suddenly, the sister turned into a man-eating monster. She starts killing and devouring every human she feasts her eyes upon. The brother starts talking his way into her mind, hoping to spark some conscience in her. Well, get fucked. He didn't die. Well, he did, but was resurrected after a mysterious virus saved his life. The same virus that turned his sister into a monster. The virus that is called Pupa. And with this virus, immunity is granted. So we have a sister who eats humans, and a brother who can infinitely regenerate any limbs that are chewed off. Do you see where this is going? Albert, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're watching this shit on a packed train. The episodes go on showing how the brother provides for the sister. It's straight up gore to the point that it freezes an entire scene. Dude, it literally won't load. What the fuck? Expositions weren't given to its appropriate context. They start giving abrupt backstories that never seem to align with what you're watching. Turns out the sister was a monster all along. The mom became insane and depressed. She tried killing her demonic daughter, but she's immortal. She starts asking to be abused just so she could feel something. What the fuck is that logic? And then they start writing the gore part into a comedy. There's a full episode just showing her cannibalizing her own brother. Why the fuck are they playing that music? And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, it did. No fucking way. No, stop.
いつもと違う大人びた表情。生き餌になったんだ。悪くない。
I don't know which is more crazy, me watching the entire 12 episodes or Albert watching the shit on the train. As a final note, I wrote has potential to be something. Something shit. But after watching Pupa, I felt empty. Though it's 12 episodes, they were only 4 minutes each. It took me less than an hour to finish the whole thing. So I had a life-defining moment. An idea so brilliant that it shouldn't have been thought. I've just watched one of the most terrible and confusing animes ever. I'm at the pit of the well, so it could only go up from this point, right? Right? Skelter Heaven is the worst rated anime of all time. They say a good anime hooks you within the first minute. But I got itched for 1 minute straight. Dude, is this gonna keep going? Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, come on! The anime is about girls and robots fighting aliens. With only one episode, there's only so much you can do. So why not do everything? We'll skip all of the boring stuff and focus on what's really important. This. Now this is important. Skelter Heaven is a 2004 video game adaptation. It assumes you've played the game and hop straight into the anime. Better yet, they try to fit the entire game into one episode. It starts off slow. Then suddenly they fight. Suddenly they're AI. Suddenly there's a love confession. Time skip, the monsters are back. The end, music! There's no storytelling whatsoever. It's just telling. They couldn't give two shits on making it slightly enjoyable for the audience. The story's bad. The animation speaks for itself. The voice acting... Skelter Heaven is undoubtedly worthy of being the worst anime of all time. I have never seen an anime that is conclusively lacking in every aspect of being an animation. Everything just sucks. But now I'm fired up. I'm hungry for more. What other terrible animes could I possibly stumble upon? Garzey's Wing is the most enjoyable anime in this series of shit show watching. It's like an isekai, but only half of it. The main character gets split into two worlds, one in the present and one in the world of Byston Well. The dude's fighting butt naked as soon as he reaches the other side, while one's risking his life battling on the forefront, the other's chilling at the pool. But they're both interconnected. The wounds and bruises that he suffers will be felt in the real world, and the powers that he manifests will be harnessed in Byston Well. Now imagine if one of them gets laid, like, would they both come at the same time? So he gets transported into another world, the Holy Warrior as they call him, the one destined to save the tribe from slavery. He was bestowed the power of Garzey's wing, wings that grow out of his ankles, allowing him to fly and flee. Really? That's his power? Running away? Word on the street is that the anime is legendary for its English dub. And I don't watch dub. My Japanese is on a whole nother level. Boku no chinchin chisai desu. That means good evening. But it's for all the wrong reasons, so you know I had to watch it. Play the clip.
This is heavier than a damn Japanese sword!
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know how we got separated, but I think we are still one person. We died together? Probably. No, it can't be true! I'm not joking. 12th and 13th century foreigners surround me.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I must somehow make sense of our convoluted situation.
Okay, he's gonna do something stupid. He's gonna do something stupid.
Someone should make this little creature shut up. What, Belle?
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him. Bro, what the fuck was that?
That was only the first episode. There's 3 in total. But I switched to the Japanese dub after episode 1 because I just couldn't focus on the story with the way everyone's talking. And it turns out, voice acting isn't for everyone. The Japanese and English versions are like 2 different worlds. The dub makes me feel autistic.
The bells around Lord Chris's neck are rattling because it is his time to be a holy warrior. Hey, don't call me that. I'm not the holy warrior. I'm Christopher Chia.
Japan has set really high standards on voice acting. Like a subpar anime today would have better voice acting than most animated shows in the West. So this is the first time that I've realized how important dialogue must be conveyed and how it could affect the show overall. The anime can also get really brutal during the fights, which is something I've come to appreciate from these olden animes. But now I'm in the dilemma. I'm not supposed to be enjoying this as much as I should. I should be feeling tortured, resenting every second that I spend watching these shows. So I hastily find the next worst thing to watch. Generation of Chaos is much like Skelter Heaven. Inadequate storytelling, atrocious animation, and a video game adaptation. It's a 3-part series that has absolutely nothing to do with each other. The first one features Pokemon. Pikachu! Characters that run out of sync with the background. This one's just not moving. And some ugly looking ass characters.
Holy shit, that is one ugly motherfucker. Okay, now we're talking.
I don't even understand what the first part was all about. I thought it's like Pokemon, but they just ditched the idea 3 minutes in. The second part was a bit better. It's about a boy who's training hard to defend the kingdom. He falls in love with the princess and they laugh into the abyss.
I'm gonna kill myself.
The story just skips the major plot points as if it's nothing. Suddenly, the weight of the kingdom is on his shoulders. How the fuck did that even happen? You're leaving the fate of your country to this man? You know, apart from the PowerPoint presentation and the dramatic Bollywood effect, I think the production just gave up in the end and just slapped on a PNG. They just don't give a shit at this point. But as they say, the third time's the charm, am I right? Nope. No, it was not. They truly lived up to their name. I think a lot of these game adaptation animes just expect you to know the story, which kind of shows how unambitious the production really is, whereas you have other game adaptations that do really well with their own unique plots. But the main difference is obviously money. These games were released in the early 2000s or even before that. Of course, they're not gonna have a whopping budget to splash on an anime adaptation. Hence, the animation might lead to cases of strokes. But it's 2024 now. Times have changed. Bad animation simply doesn't exist. X-Arm was released back in winter 2021, the peak anime days. The anime has 12 episodes. Did I watch them all? Fuck no. At this point, it's midnight. I had gone the entire day binging the worst animes I could find. My brain is fried, I'm tired, I just want to get this over with. X-Arm has a reputation of having the worst CGI in all of anime, but they don't fully commit to it. Like some parts were animated in 2D, which... why? This is what we could have had, and this is what we got. The characters' facial expressions are just fucking weird. I can't tell if they're pissed or enjoy being tied up. Only their mouth moves. It's like watching a sex toy at this point. The opening is straight ass. The fights are actually pretty decent. Not good, not great, decent. I can only imagine the main reason they went full CGI was due to the amount of fight scenes the show has. But it would have been 10 times better if I had my eyes plucked out and just imagined how it would look like. I'm not even gonna bother explaining the plot because future me is probably grateful right now rewatching the animes and editing this video.
Fuck you!
No, fuck you, Albert. If you're watching this, you probably didn't even realize I was beside you. You're a sick cunt and I hate you.